Hello everyone, welcome back to another AOT video. As my cat sneezes in the background, bless you Mr. Kitty, bless you. So we're doing things a little bit different today. We're going to do just chapters 125. I'm going to use this as an experiment, so please comment below if you enjoy me talking about one chapter or two chapters at a time. Also being said, I cannot read the YouTube comments for Attack on Titan videos right now because of spoilers, so feel free to contact me over at Instagram on @SeaTactics and Twitter @SeaTacticsYT. Links will be in the description below. Be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to never miss an AOT video. If we can get this to 600 likes, I will do an extra AOT video next week. So with all of that out of the way, let's get into Attack on Titan chapter 125. We get to see that none other than Hichu is back. She's out helping around with the hurt, but the star of this scene wasn't really Hitch just because she showed up. It was actually what Eren Yeager has been doing to his own people. He's been hurting them, and because of this, there is a small rumble of people turning against Eren, because there were people that were killed by Eren at the start of the rumbling, and at the same time, there are even still people that are trying to defend him. It shows that while the mind share is in favor of Eren Yeager at this point, that it still does seem that there are people out there that have some sense and have some groundedness as to what's happening, but it seems that many are still giving Eren the benefit of the doubt for his actions. In my own opinion, this makes total sense as to why this would happen. So far, Eren has pretty much backed up every single one of his words about the rumbling and all of that and dedicate your hearts. And if I were in this situation where, yes, sadly, some people get caught with collateral and in the crossfire, I think I would make those sacrifices so that we could protect ourselves against Marley. These people have no power. It's either get annihilated by all of Marley or don't. So which one is it? Lose a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 people, or everyone dies? That is a really, really easy answer to make. Now, the thing about that though, is that potentially you are putting millions and millions of people on this planet through the same kind of thing. But trying to put myself into that perspective, I could see where the citizens of Paradis are coming from. The moment we've all been waiting for, at least I have been waiting for. We get to see the return of Annie as Hitch is pretty much taken hostage by Annie and has no choice but to give in to Annie's demands, as while she is very weak and we don't know if Annie can actually turn into a Titan right now, taking that chance, well, it's not very good to take that chance as Hitch could get killed. But the biggest takeaway from this is that Annie could, relatively speaking, hear everything that everyone was saying in that crystal. And it turns out that Hitch has been sharing a lot of her boy troubles with Annie. And Annie is the kind of person where she doesn't want to hear any of that. You could just look on her face. She doesn't care about boys. She doesn't care about any of that crap. While Hitch seems like the kind of gal that is very much into that lifestyle. So in that sense, it is a funny juxtaposition that we have Hitch discovering Annie, two characters that I wouldn't necessarily say are polar opposites, but are different enough to make it count. This also can explain why Annie knows everything about what's currently going on. So in a sense, it's good and bad. I think a lot of what will happen later with Annie, knowing the information that she knows, will come greatly in handy, especially if she has to deal with Eren Yeager at some point, because she's going to know a lot of really important information. Must be a little strange for Annie to be in these clothes that she's been in for years and years and years, but as well covered in this goo? I'm not sure what it is, but either way, she can't smell that good. We need to get her a change of clothes and a shower. Like pronto. Dip her in a pond. Anything could be better than what she's dealing with. Come on now, come on. So the story about Annie is actually really cool, honestly. She was adopted by a man in a similar situation to hers, which means that her father was of Eldian blood and her mother seemed to be Marleyan. So his goal was to train her into a Marleyan soldier so that he could live in wealth. Well, time passed and she did become stronger. So as payback for what he did to Annie for all of those years, he injured him so bad that he would never walk right again. She didn't find any value in her life until the moment she left on the boat, when her father basically revealed his love for Annie as his own daughter. This shows how important a parent is to a child, even if this parent was objectively a very poor father. The imprint that Mr. Leonhardt left on Annie is so deep that even through all of this, Annie would go through killing and murdering people again so that she could get back to him. This, in turn, I think, really solidifies the redemption for Annie's character and makes you want to root for her, because, yeah, if she was killing people, she was doing things that you can't really forgive, and that's exactly what Annie says in this panel. But even so, you still want to root for Annie, because at the end of the day, she didn't really have a choice in any of this. And that really makes or breaks Annie's character as a protagonist. In terms of an antagonist, she was very simplistic, but as a protagonist, I think Annie is a much more complicated character because of everything she did when we thought she was the bad guy. But now that she's the good guy, and now that we can get behind her struggles and get behind the character, it makes her character so much more compelling and so much more interesting. Now, there are shades of gray to Annie's character, and that is something that is held throughout with most every single character in this show. Ironically, maybe Hitch is like one of the only good characters, morally speaking, maybe Marco as well. Side characters like that seem to be the only characters that are good totally in this series. We go back to the internment camp where Mr. Leonhardt actually, and all of the people within the internment camp, are warning of Aaron's message. Now, sadly, the Marleyan soldiers don't exactly agree with him, but Annie's father actually rebels. And this is the last we see of it, but I wonder if in future chapters we're going to see, because of what Aaron has said, the people inside of the internment camp start to rebel for their own safety, and you get an all-out war or something like that. If that is to be the case, then you can expect all hell to be let loose, because there has been hundreds, thousands of years of oppression by the Marleyan people against the Eldians. You just know that there's going to be some pent-up rage, and if that happens, there may be innocent people caught in the crossfire, innocent Marleyans who have done nothing, some of which who maybe aren't for the oppression of the Eldians even. But for the people that are opposing the Jaegerists, Armin is set on stopping Connie from sacrificing Falco to his mother so that they can gain Gabby's trust. I think this confirms the theory from my previous video, so I am going to be incredibly excited when Pieck, Annie, and Mikasa interact at the same time. You guys, we're gonna have to break out the Pieck XC AMV. That's right. That's what we're gonna have to do. There's only so many times when you have these kinds of moments in your lifetime. Not only do we have Pieck in AOT, we have her possibly interacting with Annie. Name once in your life, once in anyone's life, for the last millions of years that we've seen a Pieck and Annie confrontation. Then you add Mikasa. Oh my god. Say no more. But aside from me simping for Annie, Pieck, and Mikasa, but Mikasa is like, hey, what do we do about Aaron? And Armin is like, I don't know what to do about him. Everything is going wrong right now. We have to focus on what we can focus on. Hanj may be dead. Everything is going wrong right now. And on top of that, Armin is having these self-doubts about him, about how he believes he shouldn't have been the one to have been revived. And this is something that we've been seeing a lot in Armin's character ever since he became the Colossal Titan. Armin really had no say in who chose who became the Colossal Titan. But even so, it was Armin that was chosen, not Erwin. So it's only natural for Armin to have these doubts about himself, doubts about his capabilities, though what I think Armin will come to realize is that he is a very important and integral figure in AOT. It's only a matter of time until this realization happens and he finds his purpose and the true meaning for him and figuring out why he became the Colossal Titan over Erwin. Yes, in some sense, Armin is completely right that Erwin would have been a better choice for the leader of humanity. He probably would have had it all together. That is without a doubt probably the most objective statement in this panel. But even without Armin, what do you do with Mikasa? Mikasa at this point would have nobody. You have Connie and Jean. They would have nobody. While Erwin was without a doubt the leader of the group, the glue to keep a lot of what we consider the main Survey Corps members is Armin. Though, we gotta move on from that because we get a scene where Gabby says her goodbyes. And why I wanted to mention this scene is that Kaya thinks Mia is a better name than Gabby. But at the end of the day, Kaya calls Gabby by her actual name. To me, this was a good way to close out Kaya and the Blouses characters. Though one of the final scenes left in this chapter, and one of the more important scenes, is Flock kills one of the volunteers. And I want to bring this up because his speech about it being better without pride and that it's better to live than to stand up for your beliefs is exactly what Flock's character is. He practices what he preaches. I also have the sneaking suspicion that he's lying about Eren telling them this plan 10 months ago. I really doubt it. Even if Eren did tell him this plan, it was all to just get Flock on his side and to do his bidding. So at the end of the day, Flock is, to me, just a cog, just being used as a tool. And it also really shows that Jean really hates Flock. Really hates Flock. For the last scene of this chapter, we see Peek and Magath. They witness Marley retreat, and the biggest hype moment of this chapter, besides seeing Peek again, is Hanji arrives with none other than Levi. I don't think this is going to come down to some battle between Hanji and Magath. I think this is quite obvious where this is going. I think they're going to join forces, and I think they are going to meet up with the rest of the Survey Corps, and that is something I cannot wait for. But I also can't wait to see what Levi does again, because I just have a feeling he's not going to have a lot of nice things to say about Zeke. He's probably going to call him a little shit or something like that. He's going to say shit, okay? What do you think Peek, Magath, Hanji, and Levi are going to do in their respective scenes for the next chapter? I want to know what you guys are going to say, so please put down the comments below. Also as well, be sure to subscribe and like the video. Help it get out and reach a bigger audience. That is extremely important. And as well, I can't read the comments for AOT videos right now, so if you're one of those spoiler commenters, please comment down below some spoilers so I can ban you, because I'm going to go through my AOT videos after it's done, literally every single one of my AOT videos, and ban a bunch of spoiler comments. So I want to thank you all for watching. Once again, make sure to help me out, share it out, subscribe, ring the bell, like the video, comment down below to really help spread this video out in the algorithm, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.